And we are live. What up, world? It's your boy C's from thec'slife.com. Welcome to another episode of the Fitpro Development Podcast. Today, I got a special guest, man, my bro Sif. We grew up together back in my Boston days. We actually attempted to take over the world at one point, but that's a story for another day. Without any further ado, let me welcome my bro Jordan to the pod. What's
What's up,
going on,
everybody?
Jordan?
What's up, man? What's up? How we doing? That's a
We're
big
doing
intro. That's a
great.
lot to live up to right there, bro. Taking over the
Yeah,
world them days, huh?
it is true, man. I like to brag, like when my friends like achieve big things, I like to brag about them. One
Yeah.
thing I'm going to brag about is how Jordan is very meticulous and like a chemist when it comes to programming. I actually live to see this man transform his body into like Wolverine. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I'll let you
Chest,
talk.
chest hair and everything, baby. Chest
That's
hair
it,
and everything.
everything. I'll let you tell your story, Jordan. Let the viewers know who you are, where you currently reside, and what is it that you currently do, my man.
Yeah. Jordan Couture. I'm 30 years old. I grew up just out of Springfield in West Springfield, Massachusetts. Went to college at UMass Amherst. More on that in a bit. And I currently live in East Boston, Massachusetts. Kind of started out at Equinox right off the college career, and then currently working for myself, self-employed as a health and wellness coach. That's the
Awesome, man.
gist, man.
And like a pretty snazzy dresser too. Like right now, we're comfortable. Probably finish the gym, but my man gets dapper out in these streets. All right.
Believe it or not, it wouldn't be like you today, but we're wearing the
Yeah,
Kendrick gear right now, but we're chilling.
there we go. My man gets busy. So, like, we know each other from Equinox days. We grew up
Yes, sir.
underneath that system.
Mhm.
But that's for your story to tell. Tell the viewers, like, tell us a story about when you knew you wanted to follow fitness as a career path.
Yeah, for me, I think in my personal opinion, fitness really, if you get into fitness, it really comes from three ways. It could come from injury, aesthetics, or athletics. And naturally, I played sports my whole life, particularly basketball. I played basketball every single day. One day I was scrawny, so one day my coach was like, "Hey, you need to get this man into the weight room." So started out that way, and lucky for me, I was super passionate about it. Like I instantly liked it. Definitely not the way I would have been went about it today, but picked up some machines and just started pumping. Acquired a little bit more knowledge along the way. Um, from there, I probably held on to the dream of I want to be a basketball player a little too long. But got to college, had an opportunity to walk on at UMass, which was awesome. Did that for a year, and then after that was like, what is next? So I knew I had that passion for fitness. I did try, I tried a little bit of the, natural transgression to be involved in college athletics. Gave that a shot, and honestly, everyone kind of discouraged me not to. They knew it kind of was so arduous. You didn't have a lot of time. You were constantly on the road. It just didn't seem like a good fit to me. So I was like, what's next? And my buddy kind of sent me a link. He wanted me to come over and be his roommate in Boston. So he sent me a link, Equinox. And I'm not going to lie, I read the tagline. It was like, a opportunity to make 100K. And I think that's alone is a huge tip for people in the fitness industry. We're so passionate, driven, that I think oftentimes people don't understand, like, hey, we got to make money too.
Mhm.
It's an opportunity to do so. So luckily, my passion coincided with, hey, here's an opportunity, let's go get it. So I kind of went to Equinox from there and kind of never looked back.
Yeah, awesome, man. And that was like a great learning. I often credit them, with like their farming system, like the knowledge that they have and the knowledge that they give their trainers. So like it's not a bad place to start your career, but like with everything, you don't want to put your eggs all in one basket. So like that is big.
Absolutely. Yeah,
Going from there,
go,
yeah,
go
going
ahead.
from there, like we met like when I literally moved to Boston, like the first.
Yes, sir.
So it's like some time, right?
Yes,
So what
sir.
is
Yes, sir.
based on everything that you know now, right?
Mhm.
Like going through their farming system, like training, all clients of all shapes and sizes and economic backgrounds, right? What is some advice that you needed to hear 10 years ago?
10 years ago, ooh, easy one, because you introduced me as a programmer. I'll always be a programmer. But the biggest thing is connection is key, far and away. And that was, that was what I was relegated to. When I was first out there, I was like, I need to to show my value, I need to create the best possible program I could possibly create. And they'll see that. And then I
Mhm.
got there and started training some people who have never worked out before. And it was like, okay, well, the real problem is maybe just getting them to show up half the time. So like really started to change my perspective of, hey, maybe this isn't science is a huge key. Be curious, be willing to learn, but maybe there's more to it than that. So I think that's one of the major things. That and empathy. Just be compassionate to what people are going through in a day to day. And that was super hard for me being an athlete and being like pedal to the metal all the time and go, go, go. Like I need to get done. What's next? Yeah, some people might have that in the context of their careers, but when it comes to fitness, some people have no idea. So I think the biggest thing was that having empathy, and I always come back to, and it's a really popular example in the fitness industry, and someone taught it to me through the Equinox system, and through more education, I learned a little bit more about it. But it's basically the elephant and the driver. And Cesar, I'm sure you're probably familiar with this. We've done a lot of studying. I know the
Yeah.
man knows it.
Uh,
So it's predicated around, look, the elephant is the emotion, and it's this giant, 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 big animal taking up the room. And you have your driver. That's you. That's your rational brain. And then the real change, the real element, the easiest thing to change is the path, the environment you've placed yourself in. So I think working on and understanding that component really took the next jump. And that was something I wish I had 10 years ago, for sure. All those
Yo,
things.
that is big, man. Because oftentimes, and then again, oftentimes when we start out, we just like, okay, self. We're looking for our value in the marketplace, right?
Uh,
Like, Equinox is saying that this is our value. We come from this social economic background. We're like, what, right? And then
yeah.
it goes into a path of like connection, right? Because
Yeah.
this is
Right.
the thing, and having empathy, because oftentimes like we were working with high net worth individuals and
For sure.
realizing they have the same problems that we do, it was huge. And I'm looking like, yo, you hiring this kid like who know nothing about life, just trying to get you fit, right? And then that's the
Exactly.
element, that's the hidden element of it. So that is huge, man. That is big.
Yeah. I definitely think so. I definitely think so. And that's a great point, because it was like, yeah, you're with these high end people, but you realize, yeah, all the way up the chain, the problems are unanimously the same. Everyone struggles
Mhm.
with the same stuff, and understanding is what's needed. So yeah,
Awesome. So so you're currently an independent trainer.
yes, indeed, yep,
So those who like are fresh out the gate, just probably graduated from the academy, got their certifications, or even those who are going through that Equinox system, if they
yeah,
want a career like yours, what are some things that they should be doing right now?
absolutely. I mean, you touched on it a little bit. I mean, this Equinox was a wonderful farming system. I learned so much from the people around me. It was an amazing group of people that were super willing to teach all the way up. So that was huge. But I think the biggest thing is be curious, like learn as much as humanly possible. I would spend hours when I wasn't on the floor just researching and looking up stuff. But I gotta say one thing. For the most part, I don't know if you can swear on this, stay the F off Instagram, man. Stay off Instagram. That ain't where the quality is. And more so, most of the people I follow on Instagram are in the brackets of like 1,000 to 5,000 followers type thing, that are putting out really, really good content and not looking to make a quick buck. But there's good ones out there. You just got to learn, have good resources, and be curious. I think that's definitely a big one. Um,
No, that's big. With you, right? I got to see the research, and when there were people that didn't believe in the research, right? You went out and you implemented on yourself in your own programming. And I was able to see the change. You're like, yo, do this and you get this results. You want to develop into a freakish athlete, do this, work on these, right? And people were just like, oh yeah, what is this new thing, right? And you was just like, oh, word, all right, I'm gonna just do it on the floor and like let the results show. And I'm like, yo, this
Yeah.
guy gets it, man. This guy gets it.
I appreciate that. I like the attention, man. I appreciate you watching. That was you were amazing.
Yo,
You know, watching
I'm
you amazing too.
naturally
It's great.
curious myself, man. I watch everybody. Like, there's so many coaches that I was learning from. Is literally like for fitness professionals, right?
Yeah.
They often want to take their business, they want to make money online and
Hmm.
get passive income so they can just focus on mostly doing what it is that
Of
they're
course, that's
doing.
the dream. Yeah.
Yeah, but they're spending more time behind the desk is something which we sort of like,
Uh-uh.
preach against. And I'm like, yo, if you want to like get better, go to the gym more frequently. Like all your problems going to like you're going to be able to learn how to communicate with your clients better because you're going to be observing the floor, seeing what
Hmm.
people are doing, the latest trends, the latest fads and everything, right? You're going to be looking at what the trainers are doing, like the latest coaching principle is going to drive you to implement things harder, right? So I'm like, yo, go to the gym more frequently, and then you're going to find the insights to deliver to the marketplace online, man.
Beautifully said. Yeah, that was the other thing. Like be experimental. Like yes, science driven. Yes, that's all important. But like, look at someone like, not to go too off on a tangent, but like, someone like knees over toes. That was such a out there thing and out there concept that science didn't back up, which is
Mhm.
quickly everyone in the rehab community, everyone who's a physical therapist is backpedaling to jump on to because now they see the value. Science can't catch up to experience. So, I mean, you really need to be, in some instances, experimental. And if does this work, make the decision for yourself. You don't want to go too dogmatic, but make the decision for yourself. Does this work? Does it get results? Yes, then it's probably something I need in my repertoire. So I think that's a huge thing. And get a
Yeah,
mentor. Get a mentor. That's a big one.
mentor is big, man. Like there are a plethora of coaches out there that would talk you forever and you can just
Yes.
sit
Yes.
there and soak it up. Like they want to give you this information, man, because they are so passionate about the industry as much as they want to just move it forward. So like sit there, soak it up with like a composition notebook and have that as your Bible. I still have all my notes from all the coaches and conversations. Hence why I'm starting this podcast, right? I'm like, yo, I want to, get the stories out there, get the secrets, get the sauce, and I mean, deliver it to the people.
More power
But
to you, man.
yeah, moving along, man. You don't go through a career in the fitness industry without obstacles, right?
Oh
So
yeah.
tell us, like, what are some of the obstacles you had to overcome over the course of your career?
Oh, for sure. We'll start right off the rip. Coming out to Equinox, being 22 years old, and getting thrust into the work environment. Getting thrust into a city environment. I never contemplated what I went through, but it was probably a lot. It was probably a lot. I'd start at 5:30. I'd get done almost religiously at 8. I'd take floor shifts to 11. That was a lot, but I was hungry. I wanted to do well. But I think the biggest thing, like one of the first challenges I encountered, was getting off that floor, and that's a classic. Like you and I both experienced
Yeah.
it. It's a lot.
Every trainer, every Equinox trainer that's out there
They know.
getting off the floor is your number one thing ever, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. Like that. That's
There
hard.
are,
And go ahead.
wait, statistically, I don't think anybody put this together, but there are more people that fail getting off the floor than they do succeed. So kudos to you for making that happen at such a young age, too.
Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. That was hard for me too. I think by nature, I'm an introvert. I'm an introvert by nature. It oftentimes surprises people, but I am. And being assertive and like coming up to people and making all those connections, that was hard for me. That was hard for me, for sure. So, I'm fortunate that I think a lot of my curiosity and willingness to be there for a long time eventually paid off. So that was what it was. So that was a big challenge at first. That was a big challenge. And I luckily, I think a lot of what I wanted to do, I would sit, as I mentioned, I would sit and research a lot and do a lot of that stuff. I think, a big challenge was wanting to grow without help. I was kind of stubborn.
Mhm.
So like, getting out there and having some outreach would have been a little bit easier, but I think we got through. We got through. Definitely some challenges there.
Awesome, man. So tell us about some of the biggest wins that you experienced.
Biggest wins. I think from there was, a huge one for me was just getting off the floor is big, but then getting to top 20 at Equinox and, cracking that top 20 was huge for me. Look, like, we don't try not to be numbers driven, all that stuff, but like it felt good. It felt good to get some of that tangible, hey, you're doing all right. You're making a living off this, and quickly turning into a career. So that was big. Leading my club every month, from the time I opened to the time I left was pretty huge. And then finally going my own. I again super appreciative to everyone there. It was amazing. But it was time to take a risk, and luckily, it paid off. It paid off, so that was huge.
That's awesome, man. Like whenever you're going off on your own, that is definitely like you're flying, you're leaving the nest where
We're
everything
sorry,
is
man.
sort of like, yeah, it's like starting all over in a whole new career because it's like a whole new system. Because like Equinox had parameters, right?
Of
And when
course.
you're off on your own, there is no blueprint. Like, you walk on, there's no parameters. You got to set everything up and stick to it, which is like with an ever evolving industry, is like pretty hard, man.
It's crazy. It's crazy. A lot of time goes into that, and the learning the administrative stuff. A lot of those big, but it was exciting. It was exciting. It was scary. It was exciting, and luckily we grabbed grabbed it by the horns, and it kind of worked out. So
Made it happen. I love
yes,
it.
sir.
So, what's the next level for you, man? Where do you go from here?
Yeah. Well, I'm at right now about 30 clients, and that's about as much capacity as I can handle. So you and me, as long as I've known you're big thinkers, always big dreamers, and I haven't given that up. So kind of bouncing. I got all kinds of ideas that I'm smattering, and I just need the time to sit down and work them out a little bit. I think that's the big thing. But I think I've come to realize I need to hire someone under me, so I'm looking for that. That would be a huge thing. Yeah, so we'll see. A lot of ideas on the plate. A lot of
I
ideas on the
love it.
plate.
I see that you have like a bulletproof like concept or bulletproof lifestyle coach going on. Are you looking for new clients? Are you looking for those? Like, how can people like find out more and get in contact with you?
Yeah, yeah. I'm a little dated. I'm not the best social media guy, but I do. They can reach me at Jordan underscore Couture underscore. I still have some content on there, but it's been a little bit. I'm mostly, I've been fortunate to grow my business predominantly by word of mouth. But they can always reach me through there, contact, DM me. That's fantastic. I also still have a website up and running, jordancouturefitness.com.
Awesome. I will leave all those down in the show notes for you guys. So feel free to connect with Jordan. Are you doing any mentoring? They're like, are you mentoring anyone out there, or are you looking to like have anybody hit you up for mentorship?
I'd be more than happy to. Yeah, I'd be more than happy to. I think you said it earlier. I am more than happy to share any knowledge anyone is willing to, well, for anyone who's willing to learn. Yeah, I'd be more than happy to.
All right,
Absolutely.
awesome. So yeah, I'll put his contacts out there. Trust me, hit him up if you need that guidance, man. This man's been on the path for some time and grew up on the path too, man.
Sir.
Um, any parting words for anyone? Like any last sort of bit of advice?
I do, and it's a little cliche, but like, keep your head up, keep working, man. Like, fitness industry is tough. It's a tough industry. It doesn't always hug you back, but keep working, stay the course, be curious, keep learning, and it will you will reap its benefits. So stay in there.
Awesome, man. Well, Jordan, thank you so much for joining us and blessing us with your story, my man. Like I am like glad to see how you just prospering on this journey, man. Like from 2015, we known each other, right? To
Yes, sir.
wow, a lot has changed, man. But glad to see that you are still making a difference out here, man.
I appreciate you, man. And please catch up. Let's catch up. Would love
Yeah,
that.
yeah, definitely. We'll talk offline, man, and then just see where we go from here.
That's great.
All right, peeps. Thank you guys for tuning in, checking us out. Till the next time. Oh, wait, before you go, again, if you're
Shot.
a fitness professional looking to like get your story out there, reach down in the comments or slide in my DM at the Seeds Life on Instagram, Twitter, all of the social medias. And yeah, we'll get you on the show. But till then, thank you again for watching. Peace out.